Ben McKee, West Rucker, Go Vols 24/7 here inside of Rupp Arena in Lexington following the first day of the NCAA Tournament. Tennessee beats Wofford 77-62 in its first appearance in the 2025 NCAA Tournament. It was a game in which Tennessee led wire to wire. Jemai Mashack made a three on Tennessee's first possession of the game, and
right there,
literally right in front of us and right behind us currently. From that point on, I mean, Tennessee was in control the entire game. Wofford made a couple of shots that made it somewhat close, maybe started to generate some momentum here and there, but every time Tennessee responded on the other end of the floor with a big shot. I mean, Wofford made double-digit three-pointers, and hey, what do you know? Tennessee made double-digit three-pointers in March as well.
Hey, it's that game to me, Ben. It was not perfect, but it almost never is in your first game in this tournament, and really there's no perfect in life. It was steady and mature, and that's what it needed to be. Tennessee, came out here, did not mess around, did not play with its food, there were 3 turnovers at that first media timeout, but then there were just 3 more the rest of the game. And there were moments in that game where you can look at the score and be like, yeah, Tennessee led wire to wire. Wofford tried pretty hard to get back in that game several times. And honestly, in the past, you've seen Tennessee, other teams, maybe it would have been different. But this team, every time Wofford would cut it to single digits, boom, Lanier 3, boom, Lanier 3, boom, Zakai Ziegler gets to the rim, does something. I mean, they were mature, they were steady, and they got what they needed out of this game.
Yeah, and you talk about Chaz Lanier. I mean, he was phenomenal today. Played one of his best games of the season, 29 points on 11 of 22 shooting, 6 of 13 from 3. He had 5 rebounds. He had 2 steals. I mean, he was tremendous. And his 29 points, he's now one of 3 players to score 29 or more in an NCAA tournament game. And his 6 made three-pointers tied the program record for most threes in a game with several players, as a matter of fact. And, oh, by the way, this was his first NCAA tournament game.
Yeah.
And you would not have known it.
Yeah, I mean, and something else really quick. He's just 3 threes away from breaking Chris Lofton's single-season record. If you do anything shooting a basketball, even in the same stratosphere as maybe one of the best shooters in the history of college basketball, I was trying to be nice and say maybe there's other guys out there, but he's certainly one of the best. And if you're anywhere in that ballpark, you're a really good shooter. But I asked Rick Barnes about this after the game, Ben. I said, do you get anytime it's someone's first NCAA tournament game, no matter how good they are as a player, do you get a little bit concerned about it? And he said that he hadn't really thought about it, but probably not in Lanier's case, because he said point blank, players as good as him, they don't worry about this stuff. Like they're one of the best players on the floor, and they just do what they do. So I don't think he's taking it for granted, but I think he's also saying it's just a measure of respect that he has for him, saying, I didn't worry about that.
And you knew you didn't have to worry about Zakai Ziegler coming into today. I mean, he was masterful.
Yep.
I mean, he was as close to perfect as you can get in an NCAA tournament game. 12 points, 12 assists, a double-double. He now has 2 of the 5 10-assist games in NCAA tournament history for Tennessee. And the most impressive part, 0 turnovers in 36 minutes.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's been interesting the past couple of weeks, it's kind of inside baseball here, but we usually sit higher than we used to, like in most arenas. And my point here is that, in the postseason here, you get to sit back on the baseline again like we used to for years. And there are things that both Zakai Ziegler and Jemai Mashack do that change basketball games that are just so much easier to see from the floor. You can see them, hey Mick Cronin, you can see them on screens, you can see them from in the stands, but when you're right there on the floor, the amount of times that they go disrupt a pass, or that they just go get in somebody's way, or that they just get a body on somebody, Jemai Mashack, all the balls that he bats loose in the game, there's just so many things that they do that you sit kind of where the coaches sit and you go, oh, yeah, I can see more of this stuff now. And they just, Ziegler, he is what he is. He's a college point guard supreme in his element right now, and he's just kind of the king of the jungle right now.
He is, and it sets up a matchup with the guy that just walked by us. Thank you, Mick, for walking by before we had to talk to you as you were doing your radio show.
Should have pulled him out and said, hey, we got some questions for you.
Yeah, we would have had to lower the camera just a little. But the irony, UCLA, boy, did they look good against Utah State. Just absolutely blew them out of the water after the Tennessee game. And the irony of Tennessee, specifically Rick Barnes, facing UCLA with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line.
Yeah, we need to put money in a hat and give it to whoever is the first person to ask Rick about it, because somebody's going to at some point. You're like, should we just go ahead and do it? Maybe let's go ahead and do it. It's then he'll talk about John Wooden like he always does and all that, but yeah, it's interesting, and I think it's an interesting matchup too, because UCLA there was a time during that year where Mick Hearn really did not like his team at all.
That's putting it nicely.
That's the nicest way I can put it.
He said it more harshly in his own interviews.
But, they go out there and they responded to it. Give them credit for that. They played some better basketball their first year in the Big Ten, all the travel associated with that. And, here they are, right? I mean, he used to coach just a couple hours up the road there in Cincinnati. He certainly knows, this area. He's got some people around here that he knows. He's a good basketball coach. It's another hard, tough. I mean, his basketball is a real kind of hard-nosed basketball, and we know that Rick Barnes likes that kind of stuff too. So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of interesting matchups in that game.
Yes, there certainly is, and we'll have a more in-depth preview in this version of media tomorrow afternoon. Tennessee and UCLA will both meet with the media tomorrow afternoon as well. Tennessee speaking around 3 o'clock, UCLA around 4 o'clock, so still plenty of preview content to come tomorrow afternoon as we dive more into the matchup. At the time of this recording, we do not know when or on what channel or who will be calling the game between Tennessee and UCLA. That should be dropping any minute here, so that information will be up on the site.
It'll be written below here.
Yeah, that too. So all the Tennessee basketball content you need, wrapping up Tennessee's win over Wofford, and then as we get into the day tomorrow, we'll have plenty of preview content leading into Tennessee's round of 32 game against UCLA. 4 straight years that Tennessee has been in the round of 32, which is not too shabby. So we've got all the Tennessee basketball coverage you need up at the site at GoVols247.com. He's Wes Rucker. I'm Ben McKee.